Is there a difference between an immigrant and an expat? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me now 9 years on this journey as an expat slash nomad. I'm on my fourth country, third continent in Lusaka, Zambia, in the southern region of Africa. And one of the things that I've started to do is share some of the things I've learned along this 9 year journey. And most importantly, sharing with you tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. But also, if you're an expat or someone who's thinking about becoming an expat, why you should be considering Lusaka, Zambia for the opportunities that actually exist here that nobody's really talking about. And so today I want to talk about what is the actual difference between an immigrant and an expat. I think this is a lot of big miscommunication, and a lot of people misusingly they interchange the labels, and the labels are not interchangeable. So immigrants and expats are completely different groups. One of the things that I believe that will actually make Africa a way better continent, and each country in Africa better, is if they start changing some of their immigration laws to benefit expats from coming into the countries. You see a lot of this in countries such as Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Philippines. If you want to get closer to the United States, Panama, Colombia, Costa Rica, and a couple of other countries. And so, first, what is an immigrant? An immigrant is someone who actually who is moving to a country to actually secure employment. Please hear that part right there. An immigrant is someone who is working in that country. So, an immigrant is an actual burden on the country that it's going into. And what I mean by being a burden, it doesn't mean like they're using the system. They are going into the job pool. They're competing with the locals in the job force. And so that's where it's becoming a burden. And, some people don't want to acknowledge that or hear that, but it's the truth. If you're going to another country, you're competing in the job space. It doesn't matter if you have the qualifications, everything. I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone you find in that country also with the same qualifications. And the truth be told, most likely they are going to outsource their job to someone coming from another country, because the biggest stigma for most of the world, especially if someone's coming from the US or the UK or a few other European countries, is there's a better education, better work understanding, things of that nature. And so that's essentially what an immigrant is. An immigrant is just going to another country to work. Now, they may have something behind it as far as to be able to take care of their family, things of that nature. And don't think that I'm saying immigrants are bad. I'm all for immigration, legal immigration. You have to do things legally. However, an immigrant is not an expat. And sometimes you see people interchange those words, and they're not interchangeable. Now, an expat is someone completely different. Usually an expat is someone who is retired, usually having a government pension, military pension, or someone who has worked enough in the workforce, and they was able to put together a huge amount of savings to where when they move to a new country, they are completely independent on their own, meaning they are never a burden on the actual country that they're entering. They're actually boosting the economy, because though the money that they would be spending in their home country, they're now spending all of that within the country that they're now residing. So most people don't realize expats is something that a lot of countries should be going to. It is a great revenue producer for countries. And look at some of these East Asian countries. This is why they have such lackadaisy immigration laws when it comes to someone becoming an expat, especially if you have any type of government pension coming from the European unions or European nations or the United States. And so also what an expat, the most that they're going to be a burden on, or you can't even use the word burden. The most that they're going to do is use the healthcare system. But most of the times they're paying out of pocket, or they are paying whatever the health insurance is in the country that they're living in. So take me, for instance. I'm here in Lusaka in Zambia, in the city of Lusaka, but Zambia. And I pay for the healthcare here. However, I haven't been to the doctor yet. I've only been to the dentist once. I'm gonna go again next month, but I still usually pay out of pocket for a lot of things, and because it's not that expensive, especially compared to the United States, where a dentist You damn near have to sell blood every month just to, get enough money to get a cleaning done. And so the other thing with an expat is expats are usually going to come and invest in your country. They're not going to invest hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, but they're going to come and invest at the level they can. Small businesses. Small businesses is the backbone of the middle class, no matter where you go. It's the backbone of the middle class in the United States. It's the backbone of the middle class in the UK. It is the backbone of the middle class in each and every African country in Africa. Small businesses is entrepreneurship. They may produce and turn into a big corporation one day, but they all start out as a small business. And so this is the beautiful thing about being an expat. You can start coming to these countries, have that opportunity, live out your dream of, making that business that you want to actually make. Buy land, build a farm, all of these different things that you may have dreamed about doing in your home country, but it was too out of cost to do it there. So like here, with the land, some of the land that I'm purchasing here, I'm actually starting to develop next year. It's crazy, man. It seemed like such a long time ago, but like next year, I'm going to starting to develop a hardware store. With that hardware store, Jason's not going to be working it. I'm going to be having someone hired working there. That's helping the economy. That's helping the local people in that area that'll be hired. I'm going to be developing tiny homes on the properties that I have also. That's going to be places for people to stay where it's going to be affordable housing. I already know where I'm going to put the cost at. I'm not even looking at a profit and loss right now because I'm thinking generational with building it to where once I have kids here, that's going to be passed down to them. So when they're of age, not only will they already know how to manage these properties, but they'll have that step that I dreamed about having when I was younger. And so those are the main big differences between an immigrant and an expat. And so now just really think about, where are you at? If you're wanting to leave your home country, will you have to be an immigrant, or are you in the steps where you can actually become an expat? Now, let's say if you want to be able to leave and be an expat, just start thinking about how much money do you need to save up, or are you close to retirement? Can you retire early, and out of whatever pension you have, will that be enough for you to survive off of? I would say for most countries as an expat, you would need at least 3,000 US dollars coming in a month, or 3,000 pounds or euros. That would pretty much guarantee that you're going to be well above the medium class range in most countries. And as long as you have a good financial budgeting in place and you really have an understanding of how you are when it comes to spending money, you will be good to go. And so I just wanted to share that with you today. It's going to be a short video. Let me know if you're liking these shorter videos. I'm going to do these for a while instead of having a lot of long form content. But just any questions or comments, leave them down below. And if you're an expat or an immigrant, leave it down below and let people know how is it working for you when it's coming to going to different countries. And for the other expats out there, let people know if you're here in Zambia, because I know a lot of people want to reach out and have an expat community. I'm a little bit more of a solo person, but that doesn't mean we all can't come together and collaborate and help one another. And if you're an expat with a channel, leave your channel down below so people can go and follow you also. But just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.